Good morning, everybody. Whew. Wow, what a tale to tell. First of all, yesterday was pretty much the closest thing you can get to a Freddy Krueger nightmare without actually Freddy Krueger being in it. It was an horrendous day of ice, inches of freezing rain, sleet, snow, hail, and then rained all night. But I did manage to get 13.5 miles in, and you did see my camp area. This morning, take a look. It just happened. It just happened. The sunshine. Oh my good God. The sunshine. Got a few problems, but that's with gloves. Right now, the only thing I have dry is my sleeping wool mitts, which aren't really designed for the outdoors, but it's the best thing I've got at the moment, and they're doing okay. The trail, well, take a look at the trail. It's cold. Oh, sorry guys. It's cold, it's icy, it's frozen in Fahrenheit. Now, I just climbed 2,500 feet from where I was. I think I'm somewhere around 4,000 feet right now. But well, sorry about the battery failure again. I started off with a fresh battery this morning just to climb up that mountain in the frigid cold without any videoing at all. Killed that fresh battery. And the batteries I have 3 of them with me, are all new batteries. I got them all new before I came, but I realized it was super cold. Luckily, we have the new wind muff on the camera because the wind is blowing really strong right now. But we have descended. Take a look at the trail now compared to what we looked at just a little earlier. No snow. We have descended and the sun came up. The sky is broken, and believe me, it is a million times better conditions than it was yesterday and this morning. And you know, just thank you to the greater powers for that, and my guardian angel, of course, because hey, without my guardian angel, none of this would be possible anyhow. I could not do this alone. So yeah, I forget what I said before on our intro, because that was actually 3 hours ago when the battery died. But anyhow, so yeah, we're day 55, April the 19th. It's a Tuesday, so it's the day after Easter Monday. We're pushing north towards Daleville. I should be able to make Daleville no problem. It was about 60 miles from where I camped. So I'm going to arrive there sometime on Friday. And there's it's quite a large kind of community, and there's an interstate 81. So there's a few accommodation options that are reasonably priced. The Super 8 Motel, the Hojo or the Howard Johnson. The Howard Johnson does not have good reviews. However, it's coming in at significantly cheaper than anyone else. In Canadian dollars on my hotels.com, it's $63 plus tax. And that's in Canadian dollars. And I have a free night with hotels.com saved. So what I'm thinking of is a Friday night and a Saturday night at the Howard Johnson in Daleville before I push north. And ultimately towards West Virginia. But that's a good 300 miles from Daleville. So still a ways before we hit West Virginia, but that's okay. So that's a bit of a kind of an update. I do need to hit the Outfitters, and there's a pretty big Outfitters very close to my hotel if I stay at the Howard Johnson. I want to do something about the gloves. Look at the meadows. Wow, and the big farm home, ranch style home. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, now I got to do a proper good morning to everybody and a bit of an update what's going on. Today for me looks to be about a 16.5 mile day from where I camped to the Niddy or Nide shelter and tenting area. There's water there, there's a shelter, and there's tent spots. And that's probably going to be my day right there, 16.5 miles today. If I do that, that's going to give me, I think, when I leave there tomorrow morning, about 42.5 miles to Daleville. So probably Wednesday, Thursday, arrive there Friday. Maybe by midday, we'll see, maybe earlier. It's always nice to arrive in time for a breakfast. Also, for dinner on Friday, near the hotel, there's a famous, when I say famous, a lot of hikers talk about it, barbecue shop called Three Little Piggies. So Friday night, that's going to be dinner, is the Three Little Piggies barbecue shop in Daleville, Virginia. Okay, take a look out of my office window today. Absolutely beautiful. Nice to see some color, nice to see some blue in the sky, nice to feel the sunshine. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I had my lunch break. When I was in Parrisburg, one of the things I picked up for my resupplies was a package of 10 mini bagels. They're about half the size of a regular bagel, but there's 10 in a package. And today for lunch, I took one of my Spam singles, broke it in half, put a half on inside each of those mini bagels, along with mayonnaise from one of those individual serving packages, and some goldfish, crackers, and the last 2 cookies I had in my bag. So that was my lunch. Today's been a much better day. Yesterday, as I'd mentioned, it was very concerning, and I was getting so kind of cold with my hands to the point of being nauseous. The pain was so great, and my gloves were just so wet, and everything was so cold. Not my body, my legs, my torso was all perfectly dry inside my rain gear. It was just my hands. We talked about this before when we talk about gear, especially gloves. Something like ice cold feet, ice cold hands can bring you off trail so quickly. And we tend to concentrate a lot more on our rain jacket and rain pants and this kind of thing. But the silliest little things, just like you're supposedly warm to like minus 20 degrees Celsius and 100% guaranteed waterproof gloves, it just isn't. They're just not. Totally soaked. I've got them on the back of my pack right now, drying, and in the breeze today and the sunshine we've been having today, they're drying quite nicely. Also, my socks from yesterday are drying. Today I'm wearing my waterproofs. And of course, last night I used my backup pair of wool socks for sleeping in, which are always dry. Always make sure you have 1 pair of socks that's dry. Always. Whether you have to carry 2 or 3 pairs, always make sure you have 1 pair of wool socks that are dry. And that is what you sleep in on a cold night. Kind of like last night was. 689.5. Hi guys. Well, we are at the 9-day shelter. 17.5 miles today for a total of 689.5 miles on trail. So 690 miles so far of the Appalachian Trail. Tomorrow I'm heading to I believe it's a tenting area, and it's at about 16 and a half, 17 miles in for the day. We'll see. So far so good. Everything went fine. Today promises to be a little warmer, a little sunnier, so that's going to be a good thing because I want that. And you know what? Everything's been good. There's a few people staying in the shelter tonight. There's a few people out in tents in the tenting area tonight. I'm one of those, as always, if I can, in my tenting area. I love my big Agnes Coppersburg UL too. Again, thank you, Karina and Amanda, for buying that for your daddy. I've had it a couple of years now. Surprising how fast time flies. I've used this tent a lot so far, and I love it to death. But anyhow, so yeah, the end of day 55, day 56 is going to start bright and early in the morning. So we will see you guys then. I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to sleep well tonight. Good night. Okay, so... Well, good morning, happy through hikers. Welcome to day 56 on the Appalachian Trail. It is April the 20th today. It's a Wednesday. A beautiful, stunning morning. It's going to be a sunny day all day. Probably high somewhere around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. And you know what? Promises to be a nice day in general. The terrain right now is just great. Nice, easy going, not too rocky or anything, not too rooty. It's dry, so that is a bonus. Got rid of all that snow, all that ice, all that freezing rain, all the ice accumulation that we'd had. Still quite a chilly night, no doubt about that, and a chilly morning, but as you can probably see from my attire, I'm wearing a lot of cold weather gear. But it's a gorgeous morning. Today's plan. Well, today's plan's pretty much the same as every other day. We'll keep pushing north. We keep heading north. We keep moving forward. Options for the end of the day. We have a few. We have a couple of areas that are tenting areas. We're entering into a general area where camping is not allowed except at shelters. So we have to be a little bit more picky about what we're going to find for our actual campsites tonight. There's an option at 15.1 miles. There's an option at about 16 miles. But then at 16.7 miles, there's also an option for a hostel. So that might work out. We'll see. Shower's always nice. Maybe a pizza. See what's going on there. It's a donation hostel called the Four Pines. Don't know much more about it than that. Never been. But the write-ups are pretty good. So later in the day, we might have a better idea about what's going to happen at the end of the day. So yeah, that is the overall plan. So it's going to be somewhere between, a 15 to 17 mile day, which will be fine. Keep me well on track for entering Daleville on Friday. And yeah, looks like we're coming to a small country road. In fact, you can see a car coming down there, a pickup truck, a workman's truck. Okay, we will talk to you in a little while. Beautiful morning views across the valley to the mountain ridge on the other side and through the trees. And pretty soon this view won't be available because the leaves are starting to come out on the trees. Yeah, the trail, super interesting. The twisted trunks, the ground cover of pine needles. It's always interesting. Beautiful colors, beautiful patterns. We're climbing. It's about a 1,500-foot climb. I'm going to say we're about halfway there to the top. And then I believe I have a ridge walk after that along the top of the mountain. One thing I've noticed here in Virginia, a lot of ridge walking at the top of these mountains. It's not particularly an up and down, it's an up, a ridge walk, and a down. But anyhow, just look at the trees. Super interesting, lots of character. And of course, the trail bathed in sunlight behind me. Okay, let's keep moving forward. I am just arriving at the Audie Murphy monument. Now, Audie Murphy, of course, actor, very successful actor. What some people may or may not know is Audie Murphy was also America's most decorated soldier of all time. This is his monument. Let's take a little look. Born in Kingston, Texas, died near this site in an airplane crash. America's most decorated veteran of World War II. He served in the European Theatre 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and earned 24 decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Cross, and 3 Purple Hearts. He was survived by his wife, Pamela, and 2 sons, Terry and James. Well, a tribute to you. What a great, great man. Yeah. Whew. All the memorabilia items of kind of tribute, if you will, and coins and things. The United States American flag, and of course, why not, indeed. What a beautiful, beautiful dog tags, military dog tags. People have definitely paid tribute to this great American hero. Okay. Totally delighted to have been here today, to have seen this monument today. Overlook. And there's a view. Okay. That was one of my must stop at, must visit locations on the Appalachian Trail. So much wanted to see this, and I'm glad I did. Wow. So I'm going to take a couple of pictures and then we're going to move on. $700 miles. Yep, 700 miles of the Appalachian Trail done. Behind me, right here, is 700 miles behind me. ahead of me. Oh dear. Well, we won't talk about that right now. Well, we've made it to the famous Dragon Tooth rocks. Interesting for sure, but rocks nonetheless. So below me, I can see the highway, the road. I hope you see it too in the GoPro. I'm not sure what number it is. It's Virginia 6 something. Could be 620 or 624. I'm not sure. But I believe that's the road that's going to take me to my hostel. And I believe it's a right turn. I'll make the right turn and then I will confirm that on my GPS that we're heading in the right way, because quite often I get very confused about the left and rights on that damn GPS. What a challenging, horrendously challenging day today. I'm not going to say it's the hardest day I've had on this trail. Oh, and there's a sign. Yeah. Oh, it says 4 Pines Hostel. Turn right, half a mile on left. Well, I thought it was 0.3 of a mile, but you know what? We're here now. Okay, I'm going to start walking. Maybe I'll hitch, we'll see. Well, what an amazing location, first of all. On a beautiful country road in the countryside, and a very active kind of, or I would say, farm community. Oh, and they've got guard dogs. Oh, hello there. Okay, how you doing? And we are arriving at the hostel. Oh yeah, look at this place. Couches, kitchen, absolutely amazing. Signatures from all the hikers that's ever passed through here. Fireplace, yeah, totally amazing.
So we got a sign-in book here, donation box.